You're watching this video right now while also checking your phone, aren't you? Or maybe you've got another tab open. Or you're listening while doing something else. Or you've already skipped ahead to see how long this is. It's fine. I do it too. We all do. We know multitasking doesn't work. Science has proven it 1,000 times. Every productivity expert says it's killing our focus. And yet we still try to answer emails during meetings, scroll TikTok while working, listen to podcasts while reading, watch videos while eating. Because we've been sold this lie that doing more things at once makes us more productive. I believe that for 3 years, I was the king of multitasking, working on 3 projects simultaneously, 14 browser tabs open, audiobooks at 1.5x speed while commuting, responding to Slack messages during video calls. My calendar was completely full. My to-do list had 47 items. My screen time was 8 hours a day. And you know what I actually finished? What I actually created? Nothing. Nothing that mattered. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The people doing the most things aren't accomplishing the most. The secret to real focus isn't doing more. It's doing less. Way less. Starting with the one thing our culture treats like a crime. Nothing. Let me tell you about 2 versions of yourself. Version A is who you are right now. Waking up before dawn, meditating for exactly 12 minutes because some guru said so. Checking emails before breakfast, listening to audiobooks at 1.5x speed, 14 browser tabs open at all times, falling asleep watching YouTube videos about time management. Version A is exhausted, and despite doing all the right things, they can't finish anything meaningful. Version B takes long walks, stares out windows, sometimes just sits there, doing nothing, looking lazy as hell. But here's what nobody tells you. Version B's brain is actually working harder. Scientists discovered this thing called the default mode network, or DMN. It's basically your brain's background processing mode, and it only turns on when you're not trying to focus on anything, when you're in the shower, taking a walk, lying in bed, daydreaming. And this is where the magic happens. The DMN is responsible for connecting random ideas you'd never consciously link, processing memories into actual learning, creative problem solving, understanding yourself and others. In other words, the moments you think you're being unproductive are when your brain does its most important work. But here's the problem. This network can't activate if you're constantly stimulated. If you're always scrolling, checking notifications, forcing focus, you're basically shutting down your brain's idea factory. Think about it. When was the last time you had a genuinely original thought while scrolling TikTok? You didn't, because you can't. Your brain needs space to make connections. It needs boredom to spark creativity. It needs rest to build focus. And multitasking, that thing we're all addicted to, it's the ultimate enemy of all 3. Every time you switch tasks, your brain doesn't just pause and resume. It has to completely reload. Scientists found it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after a distraction. 23 minutes. Now, count how many times you've checked your phone in the last hour. Each time, you're resetting that clock. You're not working for 8 hours. You're working in tiny fragments of 4 minutes between interruptions, never reaching deep focus, never accessing your full cognitive capacity. And here's the kicker. You think you're being productive because you're always doing something, but busy isn't the same as effective. Motion isn't the same as progress. You're running on a treadmill that's going nowhere. So, how did we get here? How did doing nothing become something to feel guilty about? Here's the shift that broke everything. In the old days, you sold your time. You clocked in, did your work, clocked out. When you left the factory, you were done. Work stayed at work. Then came the knowledge economy. Suddenly, your value wasn't in your hours, it was in your ideas, your creativity, your innovation. Which sounds great until you realize ideas don't have a clock out time. Companies sold this as freedom, work from anywhere, be your own boss. But what they really meant was work from everywhere, work all the time. You're never really off. Then smartphones arrived. Now your office lives in your pocket. Your boss texts you at 9 p.m. Your Slack pings during dinner. Your emails follow you to bed. The boundary between work and life didn't just blur, it vanished completely. And then came the influencers, the hustle culture gurus selling you courses on monetizing your mornings and optimizing your sleep. They told you rest is for the weak, that if you're not grinding 24/7, building your side hustle, growing your personal brand, you're losing. And we believed them because they made it sound so urgent, so necessary, so noble. But here's what they didn't tell you. Your brain literally wasn't designed for this. Your brain has two modes: focused attention and diffuse thinking. Focused mode is narrow, intense, exhausting. You can only maintain it for about 90 minutes before your performance crashes. Diffuse mode is broad, relaxed, restorative. This is when your brain makes those unexpected connections and solves problems you weren't even consciously working on. You need both, but hustle culture tells you to stay in focused mode forever, to always be on. And when you try to multitask on top of that, you're not even in real focused mode anymore. You're in this weird half state where you're neither focused nor resting, just scattered. The result? You're busy but not productive, active but not effective, always moving but never getting anywhere. You're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated. You're just exhausted from sprinting a marathon while juggling chainsaws. All right, so how do we actually fix this? How do we reclaim the power of doing nothing when the entire world is designed to keep us busy? I'm going to give you 3 steps, but here's the rule. Pick one to start with, just one, because trying to fix everything at once is exactly the trap we're escaping. Step 1, the single task challenge. Here's your mission. For 1 week, do only one thing at a time. When you're eating, just eat. No phone, no Netflix, just food. When you're in a meeting, just be in the meeting. No emails, no Slack, just listening. When you're working on a task, close every other tab. Turn off notifications. Set a timer for 25 minutes and do only that task. I know this feels impossible. Your brain's gonna scream at you. You'll feel like you're moving in slow motion, like you're wasting time. That feeling, that's your addiction to stimulation talking. Fight it. Because here's what'll happen. At first, you'll feel less productive. You'll finish fewer tasks. Your inbox might pile up a little. But the tasks you do finish, they'll actually be good. They'll actually matter. You'll actually remember doing them. And within a week, you'll realize you're getting more done in less time because you're finally doing things properly instead of half-assing 5 things at once. Step 2, the boredom appointment. This one's gonna sound weird, but trust me. Schedule 15 minutes of boredom every day. Actually put it in your calendar. Call it a meeting if you have to. No phone, no laptop, no book, no podcast, no music, nothing. Just sit there, or walk, or stare out a window. Let your mind wander wherever it wants to go. I know this feels like torture. Your brain will protest. You'll feel anxious, guilty, like you're wasting precious time. That discomfort, that's exactly what we're healing. Because you've trained your brain to expect constant stimulation. You've conditioned it to panic when there's nothing to do. You need to retrain it to tolerate space, to enjoy boredom, to access that default mode network we talked about. Start with just 10 minutes. No goals, no agenda, no optimization. This is where your DMN kicks in, where creativity happens, where your brain finally gets to do its actual job. The job it can't do when you're always multitasking, always consuming, always on. Step 3, the device detox. 1 day a week, pick your least busy day, go completely offline for 12 hours. No phone, no laptop, no just checking really quick. I can already hear you panicking, but what if there's an emergency? What if someone needs me? What if I miss something important? Here's the truth. You won't. Or if you do, it can wait 12 hours. It really can. Your phone is engineered to be addictive. Those apps are designed by teams of behavioral psychologists whose entire job is to keep you scrolling, checking, refreshing. You cannot willpower your way past billion-dollar behavioral psychology. So create boundaries. Phone in a drawer or another room, delete social media apps for the day, tell people you'll be offline so they don't worry, and then see what happens. Read a physical book. Cook a meal that takes 3 hours. Have an actual conversation. Go for a walk without headphones. Be bored. This isn't punishment, it's freedom. Freedom from the constant need to check, to scroll, to stay connected, to multitask your way through life. Here's what I need you to understand. You're not falling behind by slowing down. You're not lazy for doing one thing at a time. You're not wasting time by simply existing without an agenda. You're being human. The greatest minds in history understood this. Einstein played violin. Darwin took daily walks. Churchill painted. Maya Angelou played solitaire. They weren't productive despite these activities. These activities were essential to their genius because they understood something we've forgotten. Your best ideas don't come when you're grinding. They come when you stop. And here's the paradox that'll blow your mind. When you actually give yourself permission to rest, when you do one thing at a time instead of 10, when you create space for your mind to wander, you become more focused, more creative, more effective, not despite the rest, because of it. See, in a world that profits from your exhaustion, that monetizes your attention, that treats you like a machine that should never power down, doing nothing isn't laziness, it's rebellion. It's reclaiming your humanity from a system designed to extract every ounce of productivity until you burn out. It's remembering you have intrinsic value beyond your output, beyond your to-do list, beyond your screen time and your inbox. You are not what you do. You're not your productivity. You're not your achievements. You're a human being, not a human doing. So here's your homework, and I mean this. After you close this video, don't immediately click the next one. Don't jump to your phone. Don't open another tab. Just sit for 5 minutes with nothing. It'll feel weird. Your brain will protest. Your hand will twitch toward your phone. Let it. Don't judge yourself for it. Just notice it and sit anyway. That discomfort, that's your brain rewiring itself. That's you taking back control. Drop a comment telling me what's one thing you're going to stop doing this week to make room for nothing. And hey, maybe share this with someone who needs permission to slow down. Because you don't have to earn your right to exist. You don't have to multitask your way to worthiness. You already matter. Right now, doing nothing.